The apocalypse came, and everyone awakened powers. Some could command water, others breathe fire. Mine, I can only strip the ability of anyone named Zhang Chang. Yes, just that exact name, nothing else. 2 years passed. I never met a single Zhang Chang. Because my power was useless, I was bullied every day. While scavenging in the slums, I ran into my old best friend who'd become a beggar. We hugged and bawled. She wailed, "Why is everyone else's power so awesome while mine is only renaming people Zhang Chang?" I froze. Say that again? After the world ended, I'd survived by picking trash in the slums, starving, drenched, and robbed every other day. A scrawny man just stole the bread I'd found. My legs felt like lead. That was his power. He kicked me down laughing. Still no power? How are you even alive? I swallowed my retort, scrambled up, and fawned. Big Bro's power is incredible. What should I call you? I'll save anything good for you. Smart girl. Bring it to the back of the pharmacy. Remember, my name is Zhang Chang. My eyes bulged. Zhang Chang Chang. After he swaggered off, I cried. Plants and animals mutated. Humans gained powers. Society reordered itself by ability. Some were godlike. Hydrokinesis, pyrokinesis. Some were mediocre. Duplication, telegrabbing. Mine was strip any Zhang Chang's power. 3 years, and I hadn't met one. The closest was Zhang Chang Chang. Damn that extra Chang. I used to be a white-collar worker. Now anyone could stomp on me. Who knew how long I'd last? I cursed my way back toward my trash heap shelter. Just outside the alley, a bag tore and a pack of compressed biscuits fell out. I dove for it. So did someone else. We both yanked. The stranger shrieked, "Please, I haven't eaten in 5 days." I looked up. Matted hair, hollow cheeks reeking. My long-lost bestie Anna, Chen Jiao. We hugged and sobbed. Where were you? I searched everywhere. They dragged me to a lab, but my power was trash, so they dumped me back. I didn't quite believe her. Mine had to be worse. Trust me, nothing is more useless than mine. We argued over whose power sucked more until a kid flew past. Literally. Anna lost it. Why are all their powers so cool while mine is just renaming people Zhang Chang? I froze. Repeat that. She cried harder. A dog can guard a house. I can only rename someone. How lethal is that? Annoy them to death. Then she looked at me hopefully. You said yours is worse. What is it? My blood ignited. I grabbed her hands, tears streaming. Until today, our powers were garbage. From now on, we'll be unstoppable. Anna bawled. I just found you and you've already gone mad. After I explained, she cursed 6 times in a row. You can steal any Zhang Chang's power? Any conditions? I'd almost forgotten. Yes, if a Zhang Chang hits me, their power becomes mine. An nas face mirored mine. My condition. I have to hit someone while yelling the slogan. We decided to test it. That night we geared up, iron gloves for her, steel helmet for me, and marched to the back of the pharmacy. Zhang Chang Chang opened the door, chewing my bread. Back already, sweetheart? Bringing yourself this time. Before his hand reached me, Anna darted out and slapped him. So you're the bastard named Zhang Chang. He blinked, dazed. No, but the words wouldn't come. Instead he nodded blankly. Yeah, I'm Zhang Qian. We locked eyes, tears of joy. Our first Zhang Chang. He finally processed the slap and swung at me. I helped him land it. Slap. Power flowed in. I could soften anyone's legs. I tested it. He crumpled. By the time he realized his power was gone, we were long gone. Outside, Anna gripped my hand. You won't have to be strong anymore. I'll deliver you all the Changs you need. We agreed. In this world, power rules. We'd collect abilities, but only from scumbags. Where are scumbags thickest? The Black Factory beyond the slums, where wanted criminals cage the weak for death matches. Next evening, armed again, we reached the factory gate. The door opened. To my ex. Anna yanked my arm. Holy crap, that's your boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend. Thank you. Wang Tao sneered. Chen Jiao, wearing a helmet to hide the disfigurement, told you a powerless loser wouldn't last. Before the apocalypse, he'd earned 1/5 of my salary, lived in my flat, drove my car, fawned over me, until he awakened the ability to enlarge or shrink body parts. Then he dumped me for a girl who could harden and soften parts at will. Now he ran security here. His new girlfriend appeared, scoffing. Still alive? Must have whored yourself out. Anna's iron glove met her cheek before the sentence ended. So you're Zhang Chang, huh? The woman's face swelled. She didn't understand Anna's power, and dared not retaliate. She buried herself in Wang Tao's arms. Honey, she hit me. Wang Tao cooed. Don't cry, my little Chang Chang. The woman. What did you call me? You're Zhang Chang, right? Apparently. Wang Tao glared at us. Too late to beg. Anna slapped him so hard his head spun. I followed up, helmet first. Newton's third law. If I hit them, it counts as them hitting me, right? Wang Tao flew back, scrambled up, and tried to use his power, then went white. It's gone. His girlfriend shrieked the same. I lifted my helmet and waved. Your powers. Haven't tried them yourselves, have you? Their abilities triggered by looking at the target twice a day. I stared at Wang Tao's crotch and grinned. Shrink. Soften. He yanked open his pants and wailed. By then the whole factory had noticed. A thug charged. Who dares wreck the black factory? And face planted in front of me. Anna gaped. How? Used his power. Didn't you see his skull shrink? Microbrain. Anna gave me a thumbs up. More goons rushed. Anna slapped left and right. So you're Zhang Chang. While I headbutted volunteers. A dozen powers flooded into me. The rest fled screaming, Boss! Someone's wrecking the place. Inside, cages lined the gloom. A bald giant with dragon and tiger tattoos polished a machete. A lanky man loomed beside him. Anna shrank behind me. A lackey jeered. Once our boss moves, you're dead. The lanky one circled us, sneering. Know what my power is? Not yet, but I will in a second. He misunderstood, laughed, and paced around Anna. I've seen useless powers, but this renaming people? And you dare raid us? So his power was seeing others' powers. A henchman warned. Careful, the other chick can nullify powers. The lanky one kept circling me, reciting. I now had a whole arsenal of powers. Leg softening, size shifting, hardening softening, telegrabbing, perfect marksmanship, sonic attacks. My original ability, stripping the power of anyone named Zhang Chang, was buried beneath the pile I'd just stolen. The lanky man kept circling me for so long that his eyes went glassy. Finally he dropped to his knees. Boss, let's surrender. The bald leader spat. Scared of a girl? I've never seen one body carrying so many powers. She's a walking bug. The boss didn't buy it. He charged with his machete, only to eat a lightning-fast slap from Anna. Half an hour later I was sitting in his chair, blue arcs crackling between my fingertips. No wonder this bald guy had ruled. Electrokinesis is top tier. Before enemies even got close he'd fry them. Two neat rows now stood before me. Row A stripped of powers, row B still intact. I swept my hand. From today on, I'm your new boss. This isn't a black factory anymore. We're opening a charity bodyguard company. Anna shrieked beside me. Stay and you get 3 meals a day. Leave and we rename you Zhang Chang. Everyone had seen what happened to people called Zhang Chang. In this world, no power equals trash. Under whose banner you serve is irrelevant as long as you still have a power. The hesitant ones nodded frantically. Even the depowered volunteered for logistics. Anna whispered, giddy. Ever since I was little I thought the eunuch next to the emperor looked awesome. Now I get to be one. Painless promotion. I beckoned her. Come to my room tomorrow. I'll make you feel awesome. She clutched her chest in mock horror. The next morning, sounds leaked from my room. Oh, so big. I can't take it. Yes, more. I love it. In front of the mirror, Anna admired her newly enlarged breasts, cheeks flushed. 20+ years of flatness gone in a day. Hold still, I'll perk that butt up too. Using Wang Tao's resizing power, I sculpted her like clay. Too bad it only works twice a day. Tomorrow we'll slim her face and waist. The day after carve her a nose, plump her lips. I also experimented with the bald boss's lightning. Lie down. Anna flopped on the bed. I rolled up my sleeves, sap sap. You always complain about back pain. Here's an electric massage. She moaned blissfully. Can you discharge from anywhere? If I were a guy you'd be in heaven, huh? I smacked her head. You're just hungry. To rebrand the factory we needed publicity. After restocking, I led the troops to the slums for good deeds. Busting street thugs, culling mutant beasts, helping grandmas cross roads, and persuading pyromaniac raiders to switch sides. Refuse? Get renamed Zhang Chang. Soon the factory swelled with new recruits, and rumors spread of a mysterious do-gooder squad whose members were all named Zhang Chang. Kids even sang a new rhyme. Learn from good example Zhang Chang. Popularity soared, but chaos followed. Zhang Chang beat up Zhang Chang because Zhang Chang said Zhang Chang wasn't as good as Zhang Chang, and Zhang Chang, who's Zhang Chang's cousin, stirred the pot. My brain nodded. I gathered every Zhang Chang. You original name Zhang Chang, codename Trash Chang. Wang Tao, you believe you're Zhang Chang, so you're wannabe Chang. Yellow hair, blonde Chang. Earrings, Pierce Chang. The bald boss got bald Chang. Problem solved. Just then a bodyguard burst and panicked. Boss, someone's here to wreck the place. I frowned. Language, we're legit. It's a corporate exchange. Then I saw the 2 men in black and white sizing up my decor like they already owned it. Who's in charge? Black shirt drawled. Everyone stepped back, leaving me alone. They burst out laughing. A woman? And all these men follow her. The troops retreated another step. Only the lanky scout whispered, Boss, they've hydro and pyrokinesis nasty. I waved. Minor issue. Anna elbowed me. Stop acting cool. I winked. I still had 20+ powers, but black and white kept their distance. Many of mine couldn't trigger. After a few feeble attempts they mocked. That all you got? They raised fire and water in perfect sync. I inhaled now. Lightning crackled toward them. They smirked, raising a water shield. Water blocks lightning rookie. The shield rose, then detonated into a mushroom cloud. When the smoke cleared, both lay charred, coughing soot. Why? I dusted my hands. Electrolysis. Water splits into hydrogen and oxygen. Add flame boom. Science teachers never lie. The two scrambled up and started punching each other. It's your fault. No, yours. I'd sneakily used Wang Tao's power to shrink their IQ and their tempers. Anna bounced over, slapped each, and granted them the honor of being renamed Zhang Chang. I was about to close the gate when a foot blocked it. Another troublemaker? My gaze traveled up and stalled. Holy hell, that face. I flipped my hair. Looking for a job, handsome? The man stood tall, clean white tee, unfairly good looking. I am Han Yan. Got separated from friends. Need shelter. Heard this place is full of good people. Anna popped out. We're hiring. You look familiar. What's your power? Duplication. One perfect copy of myself. Pretty underwhelming. That night the Zhangchangs argued. His power's weak, why keep him? But he's hot. We're tight on rations. But he's hot. We don't even have spare jobs. But he's hot. They sighed. You just want to flirt, right? I gasped. Was it that obvious? They'd caught me loitering outside his room for half an hour. When the door suddenly opened, I bolted, dragging the peanut gallery with me. Hanyan was that handsome. Pre-apocalypse, I'd only seen faces like his on billboards. One look and my inner flirt hit DEFCON 1. Anna egged me on. His power looks lame, but it's actually broken. How? She lowered her voice like a sage. Duplication. Imagine, one of him in front, one behind. You can enlarge, shrink, harden, soften, add electricity. I slapped a hand over her mouth before the rest of the sentence got any filthier. I should never have let her binge those R18 novels. Truth was, I was tempted, but I'd never chased a guy in my life. I needed an edge. I rummaged through my stolen power list and found one called I See Right Through You. Sounded like mind reading. Sketchy, sure, but if I could peek at Han Yan's ideal girl, I'd have the cheat sheet. The power required eye contact, so I knocked on his door. He'd just returned from culling mutants, hair still dripping, white t-shirt and black track pants, clean and lethal. Boss, I'm checking in on new recruits. I lied, meeting his eyes. I see right through you. Activate. Suddenly his clothes vanished from my sight. Muscles cut like marble. Water drops sliding from collarbones down an 8-pack tube. I gaped. Holy mother of. Is my age a problem? He asked, puzzled. I'd only asked his age, but my brain was buffering. Then he yelped. You're bleeding. I clapped both hands over my nose. Dry weather. I bolted. Turns out I see right through you wasn't mind reading. It was honest to God X-ray vision. Who the hell had owned this power? I owed them a fruit basket. Since I clearly couldn't seduce him solo, Anna volunteered her expertise. A few days later, Han Yin twisted his waist on a mission. Our only doctor, on my subtle suggestion, was suddenly on vacation. I showed up with medicinal oil and knocked. Boss, I know a bit of massage. Let me help or you'll be benched for ages. He hesitated, then let me in. The room was a converted storage closet. A 1.8-meter man on a single bed left no space for decency. I pressed my palms to the lean small of his back, reciting Anna's script. Do you believe in love at first sight? What? They say it feels like electricity racing through your body the moment you see that person. I zapped him, low voltage, just enough. He jerked and gave a muffled grunt that did things to my heartbeat. Feel anything? I asked innocently. No, nothing. Stubborn. I cranked it up, slapped both palms down. The current rebounded. I spasmed, collapsed beside him, out cold. An hour later, Anna burst in with an accidental crowd. We lay side by side. He was shirtless. I was flushed. Oops, didn't know you were busy. Everyone retreated in record time. Han Yan's ears went scarlet. I'll take responsibility. I meant to say it's a misunderstanding, but the words flipped. Okay. Later, Anna demanded details. How did you sleep with him already? I couldn't admit I'd KO'd myself, so I just bragged. Progress. I vowed to find her a young Tony Leung lookalike. She shrugged. I've played enough. In a world that might end tomorrow, wasting energy on romance feels silly. When Han Yan recovered, he went out again to clear mutants. I tagged along, high on new relationship fumes. The once bustling street was rubble and cracked pavement. He picked up a dusty plush toy and handed it to me. Soon all this will be gone. I glanced at the leaning high-rise and thought of my old office days. Overtime coffee, wishing the world would end. Be careful what you wish for. Han Yan, what did you do before? He looked away. Just ordinary work. I didn't press. I found a grimy rabbit keychain Anna would like and pocketed it. At dusk we returned. Anna sat on the roof ledge, legs swinging. I almost had a heart attack. Anna. She waved me over. Look, this sunset almost feels like the old days. I sat beside her. I miss roller coasters, movies, hot pot. I studied her profile and felt guilty. Her power only renames people. Without me she'd have zero defense. She rolled her eyes. Don't get sappy. I've always been a sloth. Happy to be your backpack. Besides, everyone left in the factory is powerless us now. It's like normal society again. I squeezed her hand. If you need anything, tell me. You're the only family I've got. She leaned in, mock mysterious. There is one thing. I tensed. What? She whispered. Have you tried Han Yan's clone yet? That night I faked a stomachache. Han Yan rushed in, only to find me draped across the bed in scandalously little. He hesitated. I need to talk to you. I patted the mattress. Talk lying down. He obeyed. Before he could speak, I kissed him silent. Factory rule. No talking during meals or bedtime. He stared, then flipped me under him, breathing ragged. I nipped his ear. If one of you gets tired, why not use the other? Han Yan's body tensed. His voice was husky. We don't need to. Before I could answer, he silenced me with a kiss. Urgent, almost angry. One tug and my pajamas were halfway off. His burning palm slid from my shoulder, claiming every inch. I surrendered completely. All night my head spun one line, exactly as big as I'd seen. Definitely not for show. I'd planned to use the size shift and soft hard powers, but once he started, adding anything extra would have broken me. Dawn crept in. Han Yan held me, wide awake. You said you had something serious to tell me. Say it now. It's not really the moment. Perfect moment. We're literally bearing everything. His ears flamed. Before he could recover, I added, besides, the real reason you maneuvered your way here is that serious thing, right? Han Yan Thrusa. He didn't know I carried a power that detects every ability activation nearby. Since he'd arrived, a clone slipped out every few nights and returned by day. I'd watched, mapped, concluded. His only target was me. When I'd asked his pre-apocalypse job, he'd answered ordinary work, which of course, meant the opposite. He finally spoke. Do you want the world back the way it was? I stared. It's the end times. How do you restore that? Magic. I'm a geneticist, he said quietly. When the apocalypse began, the state gathered researchers to slow the collapse. After 3 years, we found the root. Every mutation, plants, animals, climate, springs from human abilities. Strip all powers and the biosphere will slowly heal. He'd noticed me because in the slums, he'd met Zhang Changchang, powerless yet still swaggering. 2 crazy broads stole my badass power, the man had ranted. That was the first time Han Yan heard an ability could be removed. Following the trail, he reached the factory, watched me flatten Hydroman and Pyrogirl, and decided to approach, gather intel, then decide. I slid out of his arms and sat up. So what have you gathered? Silence. You can store limitless stolen abilities. If you took everyone's powers, the phenomenon ends. The world resets. I laughed, short and bitter. And what happens to the single super being left holding the bag? Do you honestly expect me to march into a coffin with a smile? We built a gene chamber that can purge the abilities from you, externally. Then why need me at all? There's only one chamber, and we're out of time. 1 month, then the final collapse. My mind reeled. I'm one person. Even if I agreed, I can't strip the planet in 30 days. Han Yan caught my wrist. If you had my duplication, you'd become many. What's the difference between 2 and? He grinned. Who said only 2? In the next minute, I watched 1 Han Yan become 2, 2 become 4, until the tiny room brimmed with identical, towel-clad men. I went full stone face. Broken doesn't even cover it. This man is a one-man army. Every copy spoke in perfect sync, and the gene chamber has risks. My stomach dropped, meaning 80% chance you die. For 2 days I said nothing, pretending nothing had changed. I even swung by the slums. My old neighbor, Grandpa Yang, sat by the garbage hill. Before the fall he'd run a botanical garden, could make anything bloom. Now his only power was flowering, useless without clean soil or water. He pressed a single sunflower into my palm. It'll wilt by morning, but at least you'll see a living color. I carried it back to Anna. She turned quiet, tracing the petals. I used to grow these outside my door. My dog loved sleeping in them. Her voice faded. While I stalled, the research team panicked. Chun Jiao hasn't agreed, except Han Yan. He never returned to the lab, just lingered at the factory sweeping floors waiting. They cornered me again. Convince her, if she takes Han Yan's power and refuses the chamber, we'll have a supervillain with an army of clones. Han Yan only shrugged. Society now is already a villain. They had no comeback. The night before the deadline, I found Anna on the roof. I need an ability. Without looking up, she answered. Which one? Let's go get it. Yours. She blinked. I smiled. I have to strip both yours and Han Yan's to gather every power fast enough. Anna didn't wait for the explanation. She punched herself and held her hand out. If you need it, take it. Just 2 things. 1, succeed. I don't want to be buried under the name Zhang Chang. 2, she tapped my cheek. You have to hit me to trigger it. Don't worry, I'll be gentle. Then she grinned like she couldn't wait. After I took Han Yan's duplication, he walked me to the helicopter. A teleporter from another country would shuttle me around for the great harvest. Wind whipped dust into my eyes. I turned away so he wouldn't see. Thanks, I said lightly. For what? His voice cracked. For giving me a few happy memories. I swallowed. Truth is, I'm scared. Scared the world ends. Scared I fail. Scared I collect every power and still die in that chamber. Scared the new world has everything I long for, except me. But I have to try. The people I love are waiting to be saved. Pretty heroic, huh? I stepped toward the hatch and was yanked back. Hanyan kissed me hard against the rotor wash, sand, end times and all. When he pulled away, he said, voice rough, I'll wait for you. 5 years later, in the 5th year of this new era, society had resumed its operations. With so much chaos left to sort out, I put in another day's overtime at the office building. Reflecting on my earlier eagerness to work extra hours made me want to slap myself now. On my way home from work, I passed a couple doting on their 5-year-old grandson, telling him stories about the past. 5 years prior, during the apocalypse, everyone possessed superpowers. How glorious they were! Yet those very abilities were driving humanity toward extinction. Then one day, all powers were taken away by a single person, and ever since, the world returned to normalcy. The older child immediately piped up. I know, it was a superhero. Unable to contain myself, I chuckled. The kid glared at me. What's so funny? He insisted. I saw her. Tell us what she looked like. His eyes shone as he declared. She was prettier than any fairy. Way prettier than you. My throat tightened. Back then, convinced I wouldn't survive, I'd reluctantly traded my own power for an eternal beauty. A face sculpted like a goddess's. A figure carved by demons. Admiring it briefly before moving on. Little did he know that he was describing me. He'd never dreamed that the fairy he idolized was now standing before him. As an exhausted office worker drowning in corporate vibes, I sighed helplessly. Just then, across the street, Han Yen stood by his car in a trench coat, arms open wide. Grinning, I leaped into his embrace. Why are you here? He smiled warmly. To pick up my wife after work. Does there need to be a reason? He handed me something from the back seat, a medal engraved with human hero. Though your contribution can't be publicized, he explained, this is the nation's secret tribute. Tracing its edges, I laughed softly. I'll hang this above our bed. Boast rights earned forever. He kissed my temple. Sunrise tomorrow? I shook my head. Can't. Anna's waiting to plant sunflowers at her restored garden. His brow arched playfully. The day after, still shaking my head, I added, got tea plans with Grandpa Yang at the botanical garden. He saved me special blend. Hanyan mock-groaned. My wife's schedule is busier than CEO's. Patting my hair affectionately, he steered into traffic where the setting sun blazed golden. Doesn't matter, he murmured. We've got endless time ahead.